stop going for numbers and start going for Instadates. Okay, this is going to be a real quick coaching video for all you guys out there who keep telling me like, oh, I got this girl's number, she flaked, right? A lot of you guys are getting flaked on these days, and not only is it because you're doing piss poor game, but you're going about game the wrong way these days, because these days a number doesn't mean anything. I mean, hot girls give their numbers out all the time these days, so really it means nothing. Okay, I'm actually entering a car wash right now, believe it or not. in the Range Rover. All right, let's see if we can get in here. Yeah, I normally don't like to wash this car, man, through a car wash, but I'm just so busy today that I have no time to do anything else. So, like I was saying, you don't want to focus on numbers anymore. You want to focus on Instadates, getting the girl out with you right then and there, okay? Right then and there, while she's in front of you. Because as I teach my students, there's no better time to get the girl out on a date than when she's standing right in front of you. Because the more time that passes from when you get that girl's number to when you see her again, the more time you give her to forget all about you, right? And that's why they have that saying, out of sight, out of mind. Because you could have done a great approach on this girl, really built a serious connection with her, and you know, a few days pass, and all of a sudden she's just not in the same frame of mind that she was when she met you, right? And this is why it's so critical that you get her out with you right then and there when you're getting her phone number, right? And to be honest with you, I don't even like to ask for the girl's number, right? I don't even want the girl's number. Like after when I do my approach, and some of these girls are like, no, just take my number, and I'm like, no, come with me to get some coffee, let's just talk more, right? And a lot of times I'll even call them out, right, as we get the car washed here. The car's like totally being washed. Hopefully you get to hear me. I'll try to speak louder. But a lot of times too, I'll call the girl out and I'll say, hey, don't try to give me your number. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm like, if you give me your number, you're just going to flake on me. I will call her out. I will literally say that to her. And she'll be like, no, I won't flake on you. I'm like, you know how many times I've heard that? I'm like, no. Dude, I'm going to coffee. Coffee is like 2 blocks away. Let's just go real quick. And the girl will be like, okay, just real quick. I always say real quick, like 2 minutes. I would tell a girl like 2 minutes. And then you end up hanging out with her for like an hour or 2 hours, especially if she likes your company. She might hang out with you all day. I've had instances where I've approached a girl and I'm like 2 minutes. She's like, oh, I really don't have much time. And then she ends up liking me and she ends up hanging out with me the entire night. Right? Oh, that's kind of loud. Right, 1 second. And the great thing about getting the girl out with you, like, right then and there, where you're able to take her on an Instadate. The thing I teach in my programs is you never want to stay in the pickup spot, right? You never want to stand in the same spot that you approach a girl for too long, right? You want to bounce her. You want to move her to a new location. I don't even care if it's across the room, right? I don't care if it's just like a few steps over. You want to constantly be shifting the girl around. You don't want to stay in the same, like standing in the same spot that you did as when you first approached her. Yeah, you constantly want to be bouncing the girl around, guys, because it creates a very powerful effect in her mind. Like the more places you bounce her to, the more locations that you experience together, the more she's gonna feel like your boyfriend, girlfriend. The more she's gonna feel like she knows you, right? And the harder it's gonna be for her to flake on you the next time she sees you. I can't think of a single girl that I took out on an Instadate that flaked on me, right? Can't think of a single girl who did that. Okay, here we go. Going through this dryer. How fun. Look at Cash, she's just enjoying this. Okay, awesome, car is washed. It's just not that dry. Those dryers in the car wash never really worked that great. But as I was saying, you want to take these girls out right then and there while you have her standing in front of you, because for a lot of these girls, especially the good-looking ones, they're getting hit up by a lot of guys. So they're giving their numbers out to a lot of guys. And you have to understand this. You have to realize this. That like, hey, you know, you're probably not the only guy she's giving her number out to that day. So it really means nothing to her, right? Girls give their number out all day long because they love the attention. Love guys hitting them up. Love guys texting them, calling them. And they have no intention of ever seeing these guys. Why? Because there's no investment there. She doesn't care about you, right? You're just really an object to her, right? You're just an object. And that's something I also teach my students, is to get over that hump from being looked at as an object to instead being looked at as a person, right? Because it's very different when a girl treats you like an object versus a person. And she can't treat you like a person until she gets to know you, right? And this isn't only women. I mean, this is guys too. I mean, we'll see a hot girl, right? And we'll just see her as an object. We're like, man, she's fine. She's slamming, right? I mean, look at her body. Woo! Right? And we just see her as an object. It's not until we, you know, if we start dating her, if the girl, you know, comes into our life, do we start to see her as a person. It's like, oh yeah, she's not only she's hot, she's a pretty cool girl. Right? So you want to get past that hump yourself, is where you're not being seen as an object anymore, just this kind of like stranger that's getting her phone number. Instead, you want her to see you as an actual individual. Like, wow, I know this guy's name. Oh, his name's Charlie, whatever. His name's Matt. Oh, this is Matt. Oh, yeah, that's Matt who's calling me. That's Matt who's texting me. Yeah, we hung out all day. He took me out to the mall, and oh, we went window shopping, and oh yeah, we went to Starbucks, and we really got to know each other. Yeah, and then when you hit her up and you're like, hey, let's go out, right? Let's go get drinks tonight. She's not gonna flake on you because she's already been out with you. You understand? Obviously, while you're out with her, you're going to have to continue to work game, right? Doesn't mean like, oh, you could just hang out with her for a couple hours after and keep her busy and then she magically won't flake on you. No, you have to continue to work game. You have to continue to apply all those lessons I teach you in 7 Months of Mastery. You have to continue to DHV yourself, demonstrate higher value, demonstrate authority above her world, and, you know, all that other great PUA stuff, pickup stuff that I teach you. Right? And then when you finally part ways, that is the time to ask for her number. When, you know, your Instadate is ending, that's generally the time I'll get the girl's number. It's like, okay, we hung out all day, we went on our Instadate, now it's time to part ways. If we are parting ways, sometimes the girl will invite me to come to her place. I'm like, yeah, let's do that, and we'll continue on, right? But it's at the end of your Instadate, whenever that may be, whether it be like that later that day or later that night or even the next morning, right? And it's the end and you're about to part ways. That is the time to be like, hey, let's do something. Let's do something, you know, tomorrow, or let's do something this weekend. Yeah, here, put yourself in my number. That is the time to get her number, okay? That is the time to get her number. So the rule of thumb these days when it comes to cold approach is you don't want to go for the number, you want to go for Instadates, okay? So your focus should not be numbers, it should be instant dates, okay? So what's Instadate means? Instant dates. And this is why you want to choose your gaming locations a little carefully, right? Because logistically, you have to set it up to where you can bounce this girl easily to another location, and it won't be like you're in the middle of nowhere and it's like, hey, let's go on this Instadate where there's nothing around here, right? So this is generally why I usually work game like in malls or close to coffee shops or anywhere where we could walk, window shop, even if there's a park nearby, you know, we could do stuff like that. Fun things where we could get to know each other and we can just kind of walk and keep busy. And because it's a little kind of socially awkward to just all of a sudden, like, here you are sitting having coffee with this complete stranger that you've never met, right? So it's a little weird. And so you have to make it less weird, right? That's your job as the gamer, okay? But like I said, don't go for numbers, because numbers most times are wood, okay? If you just go up to a girl and just randomly try to get her to give you her phone number and she just gives it to you, don't expect anything to happen from that. You know, don't expect her to magically like show up on your date. Even if you just ask her out for drinks, she's probably not going to want to show up, right? So, I mean, even if you did a pretty decent approach, you know, I mean, it doesn't mean that she'll completely flake. I mean, assuming that you work solid game on her, but it also doesn't mean that she'll actually show up. Okay, so this is why you want to take these girls out on Instadates. Okay, so you could spend more time with her. You could get more emotional investment out of her. You could obviously, you could get to know her better. She could get to know you better, you know, and you could find out if you even like this girl. Do you even want to see her again? You know, I mean, there have been times, plenty of times where I liked the girl. I thought she was hot. I was like, man, I would have loved to just like roll in the hay with this girl. But the more she talked, the more she opened her mouth, the more turned off I got. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know. And then even at the end, it was a bit awkward because I didn't even want her number. And she was like, oh, well, you want my number, right? And I'd just be like, out of politeness, I'd be like, yeah, here, put your number in there. I just never called her. Right? So a lot of times you'll find out yourself, like, do I even like this girl? Right? Do I even want to spend time with her? Do I want to invest any more time outside of today? Right? And a lot of times, you know what? You will, and other times you won't. Right? And this is why I'm so like anti-online dating, just because you can't do this shit online. You cannot establish chemistry and connection online, right? You're just looking at these girls like fake photos and fake selfies of her taking these like really manipulative angles to make herself look better, and then you see her in real person, you're like, what the fuck, right? She doesn't look like her photos, right? It's like you might see a car at an auto show that's like a prototype, right? Maybe the new like Challenger or something, like, ooh, look at that prototype, looks so futuristic. And then like the actual production model comes out later that year and like, hey, what happened to that prototype? It looks so badass. What is this, right? It looks so basic. So this is why online games is a complete waste of time, because a lot of times you'll text these girls like days and days, weeks and weeks, sometimes even months. You know, depending where the girl is, she might even have to fly over here, or you'll have to fly down there just to realize, you know, once you exit the airport and you finally see each other, like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? You know, this is why you got to do cold approach, man, because dating apps and online games is a complete waste of time. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up here. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that notification bell as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill content I'm teaching you guys even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s only, okay? 8s, 9s, and 10s. I teach you guys how to go out there and find, meet, and attract the youngest, hottest, and most highest caliber women out there, okay? I am a professional pickup artist. I've been doing this my entire adult life, you know, for the last 2+ decades, believe it or not. And I've taught thousands of guys all around the world, thousands of very successful guys who've gone on to very successful relationships with very attractive women. Some of these guys send me photos. I'm super jealous when I see some of these girls. I'm like, oh, I taught you, right? And some of these guys have even married these girls, right? Some of these guys have like found some really cool girls and have sent me photos, we've done video chats together with a girl they've met, you know, thanks to my programs and my teachings. And a lot of these chicks are just super cool. Like I said, sometimes I even get jealous. I'm like, man, where did you dig this chick up? She is so hot. She is so cool. She is so nurturing. Yeah, it's just insane. But this is stuff I teach you in 7 Months to Mastery, right? This is probably the only red pill pickup program, game program that you'll find out there, okay? I'm probably the only pickup artist you'll find out there that is actually teaching not only pickup and dating advice, but red pill pickup and dating advice. So you can protect yourselves out there. So you know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, that's what makes my program so unique and so valuable. And guess what? The first month is only $1, okay? It's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So take advantage of it while you still can. okay? It's only $1 for the entire first month, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.